if they want to be.
It's just one world
I
again.
love this area, and I love God. But I am standing before you as a product of His grace. I had never heard of the National Black Pro-Life Movement and Dr.
World
Lee
religion
about 2.5 years
movement.
ago. I had no
This is
idea
real.
that CareNet
You couldn't
had
possibly
an
get this
early
many people
initiative.
to come out
I'm a
to
product of God's grace. In my pastoral study
Giant Cross.
in June of 2009, in my prayer time, the Lord spoke into my heart, open up a crisis pregnancy center.
When you say the brother,
What are you talking about?
it ain't gonna happen to the what's the name?
Came to me again.
Say that. How you say that again?
And
I'm a CI.
I did what any good pastor would do. I forgot about it.
Does that have anything to do with Yahweh being Yahweh?
And as time went on,
He's just a false, he's a false prophet.
Yeah, you just said Christ.
in my time again,
In other words,
shared that
Christ.
same
Right.
thing.
You see,
The only
Christ
thing
is
I
just,
knew about
Christ is the Greek word
is that I
for
was
Hamashiach. We know that he's Hebrew, but we don't mess with that Greek stuff.
and that's all I know. In March of 2010, I had a young lady call the CareNet national office and ask what do
Call,
we do
will you
to
answer?
get a center started
We
in
won't answer.
Detroit. At the very moment that she called,
This is his
they had
son.
just come out of their board meeting in prayer, praying for a center in the city of Detroit proper. Product of God's grace. When God moves, He just moves. And you may not be aware of what's going on. As Pastor said, I don't know the information. I don't have that. God is doing something in this area, in the black community. And He's certainly doing it in the
No, it's
city of
not.
Detroit.
Where
The
are we
short
still in the
version of it is
slums?
this.
Where is he doing this in the black community?
Yeah, I'm trying to
We're in
figure
the
that out
slums.
too. I'm trying to figure that out too.
He's
Not a
lying,
dime.
man.
And in September,
You know, like the
of
Ogden
this year,
incident. And
we were able to go back
Now, what are you
to
doing? Exiting that side
the
of Detroit,
CareNet
so the
National
whites take it.
Conference in Orlando, Florida,
exactly.
and declare by God's grace
Because they take the big
and the love, generosity of so many people
Absolutely.
that the Detroit Pregnancy Test and Health Center is now open. God bless you.
like no bullshit. I don't know what it is.
Come on, you guys can do better.
Agitated when I hear
Come
bullshit.
on. I'm going to ask if Bishop Gerald Glenn and Melinda Dillon
Born the
Hoy,
warrior, brother. That's all.
if you don't know what a pregnancy center is, simply
Yeah, man,
I think about them as lighthouses that basically provide free services to women. They don't charge them for anything. They provide free ultrasounds. They provide free counseling. They provide connection to social services. They provide free services to help women to come into the knowledge of Jesus Christ. Every woman that comes into a pregnancy center actually has the opportunity to receive the gospel of Jesus Christ. Can you give us praise? Because we recognize these things, the baby is not just sitting, not all the goal of God.
Our mind ain't got to be there.
We have embarked on a brand new campaign where we want to plant as many pregnancy centers in urban communities. We started one in Washington, D.C., one in Richmond, Virginia. We have one open in Atlanta, Georgia, one in Philadelphia. We want to put one in Hartford, Connecticut. There's several places where we believe God has called us to be able to go, just like here in Detroit. One of the things that we do is we provide unusual ways and unique ways to be able to connect with women. That toll-free number that was shown earlier, that's the toll-free number where women can call 24 hours a day to find a loving person on the other line. Time magazine called pregnancy centers a new face, a new non-judgmental face on an old movement. How many of you know we all need the grace of God? And particularly these ladies that find themselves in an unplanned pregnancy. And so I want you to give just a warm welcome to Melinda De La Hoya, who serves as the president of CareNet. And it's really been her vision to build relationships within the communities, particularly in the urban communities.
We tried to get up to heaven and
see
fight.
God do a
This is
work
what
where
we're
there
trying to do.
are just
We'll never be one until the time
I said earlier that we have unique way of connecting with women. There's even texting.
Who don't like it?
There are ways that women can connect online and chat. So we're trying to outpace the culture and go to where women are to be able to provide ministry to them. In fact, I'd like for you to take out your cell phones if you could. If you have a cell phone, if you would take it out. We have a little demonstration that we want to do, and we hope that you guys will be supportive of helping this center here in Detroit, as well as in other urban centers around the United States. We're launching a campaign, and we have a brief video that we're going to show. It's called Raise Your Hand for Life. Can somebody raise your hand for life today? Hallelujah. We have these beautiful wristbands. If you want to get one, there's no charge. If you've got one already, raise your hand for life. We thank you. But there's a booth that's right up here in the corner with CareNet that can provide you information, but you can also get one of those brand new wristbands to be a part of this campaign called Raise Your Hand for Life. You guys have been awesome. I want you to listen to Melinda De La Hoya, whose heart has been to connect with communities, particularly in the urban community, to raise up more pregnancy centers. Let's give her a warm Detroit welcome.
You don't know what a joy it is to be here in Detroit, because here's a little more of that story that Pastor May mentioned. Yes, our board was praying and our staff was praying because we knew we needed to go to Detroit, but we didn't have a clue how. And
we're
we
promoting the one world religion.
National management
not going to happen with us.
And give us this wonderful plan of how we could go into the city,
one
go into the churches, how we could take this message live.
We don't want no parts
of it. And we listened to them for a day. And when they got done, we looked at each other and we said, well, that is all wonderful. But you know what? There's no relationships here. There's no trust. We haven't built that. And when we at CareNet looked around the table, we saw that we only had part of God's people at that table. And we knew that God was going to do a great and mighty work to build that trust and to build those relationships. And that when He did, when He went to the cities and when He opened up the hearts and minds of pastors and urban leaders, that we would see a great and mighty awakening in our cities. And when you saw Pastor May here, and when Lou Engle came to us and said, God has put it on my heart to go to Detroit, we knew that God had chosen the city that was the last stop of the Underground Railroad to be one of the first stops in the new awakening for life and God in America. And that's why we are in Detroit today. We want you to raise a hand for life. We need your help. We don't get $360 million a year in federal funding, but what we do get is a great and mighty God who funds what He has put His heart to do. And you have a chance today. I would just say to you right out front, we need your help. Dean said, take out your phone. If you have your phone, take it out and turn it on just for a minute. Let's see who's got their phones. We'll just give you a minute here. It's a simple thing to do, and I know, Dean, that we're going to have up on the screens a little video to go to. But what we're going to do is ask you, if you would, to make just a small donation that will make a huge difference in helping us and the devastation of abortion into cities like Detroit, in cities across America, and all over this country. And this will be not just our management consultants and our plans for ideas, but this will be God calling us together, calling all the people of God, Black, white, Hispanic, Native American, young, old, all coming together because we know that this is what will stop the devastation of abortion in America. So if you've got your phone,
I agree. I don't want no abortion.
Turn them on.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. What we're going to ask you to do is text HAND,
No
to
way
this
until we
number,
unite with self.
2022.
Self first, and then you get independence, respect.
For
We
a
have to
$10
build you from
donation
independent,
that'll be billed
respectful
to your
level.
cell
As
phone
simple as
account
that.
or
And
deducted
once we
from
all
your
united
prepaid
as brothers and
balance.
sisters under
And
a
when
black
you text that,
under the
say
flag of the
yes.
Black Christ.
You'll get a message
You know what I'm
back, and
saying?
they'll
Under
want
the
you to
flag of the
confirm
Black